What if the warmest hug from your own family was actually hiding a knife behind their back? You know that feeling, right? That quiet, heavy unease that lingers after a simple conversation with your parents or your siblings. You walk away doubting yourself, feeling guilty for something you can't quite put your finger on, or suddenly questioning memories you thought were rock solid. Most of us just blame ourselves. We think, maybe I'm too sensitive, but what if it's not you at all? What if these are some of the most powerful, hidden manipulation tactics used inside families every single day? Stay with me here, because in the next few minutes, you're going to start seeing exactly what's been playing out in your own home for years. And once you truly see it, you can never go back to not seeing it. Family is meant to be your safest place in the world. But sometimes, the people who are supposed to love you the most use these subtle psychological weapons. No bruises, no shouting matches, just quiet control that can last for decades. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 3 of the most dangerous manipulation tactics used by family members. These aren't loud or obvious. They're soft, they're wrapped in care, and they're incredibly effective. Let's start with the first one. Tactic number 1, the sacrifice script. Imagine your mother standing in the kitchen, sighing deeply as she cooks your favorite meal from childhood. I gave up all my dreams so you could have this life, you know. But it's fine, as long as you're happy. That's all that matters to me. She doesn't demand anything outright. She just gently plants that seed, over and over. Suddenly, every success in your life comes with this invisible weight of debt. Every time you think about moving out, following your own dreams, or simply saying no to something, that same heavy sigh returns. That familiar story of everything she sacrificed starts playing again. Why does this tactic sink so deep into our minds? Because we humans are naturally wired to feel reciprocity. When someone keeps reminding us of what they've lost or given up for us, guilt floods in like a wave. It's not pure love. It's a debt trap carefully wrapped in devotion and care. I once knew a man named Alex. His father had worked 2 exhausting jobs for years just so Alex could attend college without worrying. Years later, when Alex received an incredible job offer in another city, his father didn't raise his voice. He simply looked at him and said, "After all the years I sacrificed for you, you're really going to leave me here all alone?" Alex stayed. 10 long years later, he's still there, resentful, stuck in place, and quietly miserable. His father continues playing that same long game. Here's the twist that makes it even harder to escape. The parent often genuinely believes their own story. It's not always cold, calculated evil. It's emotional manipulation that's been quietly passed down through generations, like an old family heirloom. Have you ever caught yourself feeling completely responsible for your parents' happiness? Like their peace and joy depend entirely on the choices you make in your own life? That's the sacrifice script working its way into your heart. And that's just the beginning. Now, let's move to something even darker. Tactic number 2, memory rewriting. Your sister looks you straight in the eye and says with total confidence, "Remember how you always caused all the drama at family gatherings? Mom used to be so stressed out because of you." But deep down, you remember it completely differently. You remember being the one trying so hard to keep the peace. You remember your sister being the one who started the arguments. Yet she speaks with such natural detail and certainty that you begin doubting your own mind. Wait, was I really that bad back then? This is gaslighting at its most intimate and painful level. Family doesn't need to scream or argue loudly. They simply edit and reshape your shared family history until your own version of reality starts to crack and fade. Our brains absolutely hate uncertainty and confusion. When someone we love and trust rewrites events we clearly lived through, it creates a terrible inner conflict. To ease that pain, our mind often chooses to believe the person we care about over our own memories. That's exactly how powerful this tactic is. I spoke with a woman named Sarah who grew up constantly hearing her mother say, "You were always such a difficult child. That's the real reason your father left us." Years later, Sarah discovered old letters that proved her father had actually left because of her mother's affairs. But by then, the damage ran deep. Sarah had built her entire sense of self around being the difficult one. She had spent 20 years quietly apologizing for simply existing. The scary truth? Family members who do this rarely get caught because they blend real memories with false ones so skillfully. They remember the true details perfectly, so the made-up parts slide right in without notice. Next time someone says, "You always," or "You never," about your shared past, stop and listen carefully. Are they truly describing what happened? Or are they rewriting history to keep you feeling small and in your place? Because once they control your memories, they control the story of your entire life moving forward. Now, here comes the third tactic. This one often hits the hardest. Tactic number 3, the love pendulum. One day, you're their whole world. They praise you endlessly, pull you into warm hugs, and tell you how incredibly special you are. The next day, complete cold silence. Suddenly you're selfish, ungrateful, and a huge disappointment. Then, right when the pain becomes too much to bear, the warmth suddenly returns. I was just having a hard day. You know I love you more than anything in this world. This is called intermittent reinforcement, the exact same psychological trick that makes gambling so addictive. Your brain becomes hooked on those unpredictable moments of affection. You start walking on eggshells around them, desperately trying to bring back the loving version. You change your behavior, your opinions, and even your dreams just to avoid the cold, distant side of that pendulum. Why do family members fall into this pattern? Because it creates such a deep emotional dependency. When love feels scarce and unpredictable, like it could disappear at any moment, you'll do almost anything to earn it back. Think about the difference. A child who grows up with steady, consistent love develops real inner security, but a child who experiences this hot and cold love grows up with anxiety and a strange loyalty to the very person causing the pain. That's not healthy bonding. That's trauma bonding. A friend of mine named Michael had a father who would take him on these amazing fishing trips, full of laughter and stories. Then they'd come home and the father would ignore him for weeks at a time. Michael spent his whole life chasing those good moments. Even as a grown man with his own family, he would drop everything the moment his dad called, hoping to see that warm version of him again. The pendulum never stopped swinging. These 3 tactics almost never work in isolation. They work together beautifully. The sacrifice script plants the guilt. Memory rewriting makes you doubt whether you even have the right to feel that guilt. And the love pendulum keeps you emotionally trapped, coming back for more. Together, they build an invisible cage, one constructed entirely out of what feels like love. But here's the truth they never want you to discover. The moment you start recognizing these patterns, that's the beginning of your freedom. When you see the script clearly, you stop automatically playing the role they wrote for you. You don't have to cut your family off completely, but you can start responding differently. You can set calm boundaries without drowning in guilt. You can trust your own memories again. You can seek out love that doesn't swing back and forth like a weapon. A family that truly loves you won't need to manipulate you just to keep you close. So the next time you feel that familiar knot in your stomach after a family conversation, take a moment, pause, and ask yourself honestly, is this really love? Or is this control? Carefully dressed up in love's clothing. You've just been handed the map. Now the decision is yours, whether to keep walking the same old path they laid out for you, or to finally step off it and find your own way. The choice has always belonged to you. They just worked very hard to make you believe otherwise. Remember this, the most dangerous kind of manipulation isn't the loud, dramatic kind. It's the kind that feels warm and familiar, like home. Until one day, it doesn't anymore. If this video helped open your eyes even a little bit, do one small thing for yourself right now. Leave a comment with the letter S if you recognize the sacrifice script in your own life. Drop M if memory rewriting feels familiar. Or P if you've been caught in the love pendulum. You're not alone in any of this, and you are far stronger than they ever let you believe. See you in the next one. Stay aware. Stay free.